Welcome everybody to Game Zero. Now, first thing we're going to need is any session starts, everybody roll a d20. We want to know what your initiative, and in the game today, it's going to be providing you what order you're going to arrive at the Roguelike Tavern.
10.
11.
2.
That's a 4.
A 4.
That's a 4.
So, 11 is our first person. By the way, I will go into more details, but I will be your GM for today, Master Fate, Dark Veil, and I will be helping you through this initial round of just kind of getting to know the environment and getting to know each other. So, our 11, I believe, was Faeryl, yes?
No.
No, right here.
Oh, 11 was Orryn. Orryn,
Yeah.
All right. So you arrive first at the Roguelike Tavern. You walk in, it does remind you of some of the best taverns you've ever been in. You get the chance to kind of scan the room. It seems like there has not been a brawl in this room in a long time, and you kind of wonder how a giant combat could happen in such a fine establishment. You see some people drinking. There's a cloaked figure in the corner, and there is a bartender at the bar. What is your first choice?
I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick.
All right, so you go up to the bartender.
Like, hey.
So you are greeted with a handsome grin under a not as handsome upper half of the face, dominated by a unibrow. The middle-toned voice greets you that seems both curt and sarcastically friendly. She introduces herself as Helgertha, the bartender. Now, Helgertha gets your drink. What do you order?
Just a standard ale. Nice and simple.
Pours it for you. Asks what brings you here.
Big brawls. I'm just trying to looking for something to start,
Ah, you are here for the brawlers, are you not?
Oh.
The Roguelike Rumbles.
Yes. So you know.
You received your invitation then.
I did, yes.
There is a room for you to get prepared before you meet the other contestants, or you can sit in here and have your drink. What is your choice?
I'm gonna sit here and make sure I see everybody come in first.
All right. So she pours your drink, takes your pay. You are set for the time. Our 10 was Faeryl. Faeryl, you enter the bar. The description you've received has only changed by the fact that there is someone sitting at the bar. Or if you want to describe yourself.
Yes, I am. I'm a small little guy, hunched over the bar, sneakily drinking my ale and side-eyeing you from across the way. Dark clothing, very mysterious, and sandals that have been worn to pieces.
So there's a person at the bar, there's a bartender, there's the dark figure in the corner, or other members just kind of milling about. Where do you head?
I'm going to head to the dark figure in the corner.
Dark figure in the corner. As you walk up, you hear, Faeryl, I'm glad you've arrived.
Me as well, though, it's not quite the party they made it out to be.
The party does not begin up here. The party is merely something that takes place below. Something that will be quite the experience. Have you ever witnessed the Rumbles?
No, but I'm sure they're not as grand as everybody makes them out to be.
I hope to disappoint you in your disappointment.
I hope so, too.
You do have a room prepared for you if you would like to get ready, or you may take your time here before I will collect you all to take you downstairs.
I think I'll, avail myself of some of the libations. I didn't catch your name, though.
Ah, Master Fate. I will be helping you through this adventure.
Never put much stock in fate. But thank you, and I make my way over to the bar.
As you are turning to leave, you will notice that he draws a card from a deck, looks at it, puts it back in the deck. All right, then we have our 4. That is Chadwin. Chadwin Powers, you arrive at the bar. You've heard the description of everybody except for the newest entry, Faeryl. Faeryl, do you want to describe yourself and what you're doing at the bar right now?
Yes. So Faeryl is like 6'3", built like a brick shit house. Sorry, are we allowed to swear? A little late for that. Anyway, long, dark, inky hair, small little black horns atop her head, pale-ish skin, and both revealing and also covering sort of black dress slit up with leather pants underneath, and just a huge friggin' sword, and a human skull strapped to her side. Also, yes, God said I can swear as much as I want. Or, sorry, God's mom said I can swear as much as I want.
All right, so, Chadwin, what do you do?
Chadwin will head straight to the bar after a long and weary road of traveling. He I've had this goddamn leather jacket on for so long. I can't wait to get this off. But then again, he's like, wait, I really like this leather jacket. Oh gosh, I need a drink. Where's the bar? Head straight to the bar.
Helgatha greets you, introduces herself, and asks what you would like.
Helgatha, that's a really cool name. Where's that from?
All over.
All over? Oh, that's great. So that means you get around, right? Wait, hey, that was a really bad joke. That's fine. Hey, what do you have in terms of dark liquors? Well, that would be really great.
I can pour you something very nice from the outer regions, if that sounds to your taste.
Outer regions is wonderful. That's great. And Chadwin will sit down at the bar, and he's fiddling. He's like twiddling his fingers. It's like, oh gosh.
What brings you so anxiously into our bar?
I was here for it started with an R.
Rumble, perhaps? Faeryl turns, very slowly to look at him and goes, when you drink, out of curiosity, do you talk more or less?
I don't know. You know, it happens. It happens. It could go one or the other way. And he's like, would you like to find out that this would be a really good science experiment?
Helgatha slides over your drink and mentions to you that there is a room if you would like privacy before the gathering, or you can stay here with the other members, and also nods to Orryn as another member of the group.
Wait, so there's you, and there's you, and then there's this, and then Chadwin will. That is so much better. I love it. Yes. You know, I like to stay out here and just relax with the people for now. It's I have a good drink here, and well, this rumble should be quite fun.
Well, this was a fascinating science experiment. And I give a nudge to Orryn, who I've not acknowledged yet, but I'm like, right?
Yeah, you know that. I'm not a fan of the first guy, but the second guy that just showed up after the drink, that thumbs up.
Oh, thumbs up to you too, my friend.
Invited back to the cave.
Well, during this conversation, Tiffani shows up. You enter the tavern. It's as described, although now we have added. Go ahead and describe yourself, Chadwin. Chadwin, describe yourself.
I'm so sorry. Chadwin here is he is a bald-headed man here with light stubble on him. He does wear his favorite leather jacket, which seems to be a little tight on him. It's an old heirloom from his family, but he also tends to wear harem pants as he couldn't find anything that was more comfortable to balance out the uncomfortableness of his leather jacket. That being said, he seems to carry a couple of trinkets on his belt as well, with boots on, and who knows what that next drink will do to him.
And Tiffani, as the last to arrive, if you want to describe yourself to everybody as you enter the room, and then let me know where you head.
So I come in, and I am also quite tall and hulking, one might say. Really big muscles, giant horns, and despite all this, I am wearing a crop top and a miniskirt. And I'm wearing heels, but I'm not very good at walking in them, but I do my best. I walk right up to Faeryl. They say, hi.
Hello.
Oh my god. We're like really similar looking. Did you ever notice that? Like, that's crazy, right? Like, did you ever
It's like looking in a mirror. If my eyes were also closed.
What?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's lovely to meet you. Wow, are you here for this shindig too?
I mean, yeah. Like, why else do you think I would be here? Like, it's kind of gross. Like, I don't know if you noticed, toilets, but like it doesn't seem like it's been cleaned in a really long time. So like, yeah, that's why I'm here.
I think that's intentional. It makes the floors stickier, easier to grip.
Ew!
For when you're, cutting off heads and things like that.
Helgirth walks over to the conversation and says, well, the combats don't happen here, if anyone knows what's good for them. Would you like something to drink? I'm guessing you are Tiffani?
Oh my god. How did you know? Yeah, I'm Tiffani.
You were the last to arrive, and I've heard them introduce themselves. So, before you will be picked up in your rooms, have your drinks, then go to your rooms, drop off your stuff, and Solita will be by in not too long to gather you all and take you downstairs. So you have time, you can finish the conversation. Do you have anything more significant that you want to say to each other, or just small talk? I'll take it from the looks on your faces, small talk. Regular chatter is had about the weather and the trip here. You may reveal as much as you want about backstories or where you came from, or if you're private about those things, not. And then you will eventually finish your drinks, and each of you go to your rooms. When you each arrive in the room, there is a name placard that has been set up there with your name on it. And you walk in, and there is a weapons rack specific for your stuff. And there is a nice chair to relax in. And on the table, in kind of a representation of this particular Roguelike Rumble has been given the nickname of Rumbleween. There is a different kind of decoration that is given to you. It is a lantern that is in the shape of a gourd with a face kind of carved into it. And there is light in the room, but there is also a candle in the gourd. Do you feel the urge to light the candle? Do you feel the urge to run the pumpkin through it with your sword? Do you feel the urge to ignore the pumpkin altogether? Let's go in the order of initiative. Orryn, what do you do to your pumpkin?
No, I'm gonna light it. I'm gonna start the candle inside, and I just want to see it, admire it.
It lights, and the ambience is lovely. Faeryl, what do you do?
I poke the tip of my sword through the mouth of the gourd and spin it around just to make sure there's nothing in there nefarious, and then I light it.
All right. Again, your room is also, it has the lovely glow. And then we go to Chadwick.
Chadwin will look at the candle and is going to saunter over it, light it briefly, step a little bit away with his back turned, and then quickly turn, draw his hand crossbow, and fire a shot right at the flame.
So through like the eye or the mouth of the thing?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Roll to hit.
Rolling the hit. 26.
There is now a gourd attached to the wall, and the wick is out. The candle is still intact. The facial structure has not changed. It went right through the eye, hit the wick, through the back of the pumpkin, took the pumpkin to the wall, and that is where it now stands.
Good balance.
Tiffani, what do you do to the pumpkin in your room?
I look at it, and I say, what are you looking at? And then I smash it with my fist as hard as I can, hoping to splatter it everywhere, but I don't know if I'll be successful. What do I roll?
Roll to hit.
Oh shit, what do I roll for that? Sorry.
Just a d20.
Okay. This is
and then you'll add your strength to it, because you're doing fist of,
Oh, 2 again. And then I add strength, you said?
Add strength, yeah.
Plus 2, so 4.
Trying to think of the armor class of a pumpkin sitting on a table. It's not high. I'm gonna say that you hit it, but you didn't splatter across the table. It kind of just bounces under your hand, and it still has destruction. You're gonna keep until it smashes. All right, I'll consider that you're taking the time to make sure you have smashed that pumpkin.
Yeah,
it is smashed.
Jump up and down a little bit, trying to like.
It is quite the sight to anybody that may. Although you have been informed that your dressing rooms, your prep rooms, are free from any scrying. There will be no scrying in your private room. So your demonstration is something only you will know exactly how it went down.
Watch me.
But the pumpkin does seem, with each bounce, to be somewhat laughing at your efforts, which probably drove you to do that further, and is why you finally broke it.
Yeah.
All right. Selita comes also in initiative order, knocking on the doors and taking you each. When you are greeted by this halfling with a bun on top of her head, introduces herself as Selita and informs you that she is taking you downstairs to have a bit of a demonstration for those that really want to see what you're going to be bringing to the Roguelike Rumbles. As you're all gathered together once again, as you're walking through the hallway, you pass that same cloaked figure out in the hallway, myself, Master Fate. I greet you and say, I look forward to tomorrow evening as we see exactly what you are able to do against each other. But for tonight, it's just a demonstration to gain support amongst those high rollers. And he nods goodbye. He was standing next to a table. Does anybody look at the table?
Yes.
Okay. On the table is a fountain of miniature size. It seems to be a round fountain with a statue in the middle that it seems to be somewhat skeletal and somewhat scarecrow / golem-like. You aren't certain exactly what it's for. It is, just a model of a fountain. Does anybody ask Selita about it, or do you just let it exist?
I'm going to ask a question about it, yeah.
She informs the whole group that tomorrow's ceremony is also going to be the unveiling of a treat for the realm that has decided to host tomorrow night's festivities. So that was the original structure in model form, and a full size will be on the field tomorrow.
I crouched down to the little skeleton in this model, and I go, "Oh, aren't you so cute? Oh, look at you."
It does not respond.
I just say, ew.
That's actually absolutely lovely. Where's my drink? Lovely.
Selita then takes you all down. You go down a staircase. You go into a room. Now, the room is very, very much dirtier than the other room you were in. The tavern is in pristine condition, well kept. This room does not probably see as many trips from anybody cleaning it. There are racks on the sides and on the walls with various weapons, but many of them have become bloodstained to the point of disrepair or lack of care, and would not probably be weapons you would choose. They may be weapons of people that have been discarded in the battlefield, or weapons of people who were more difficult to resurrect. But in the center, you see a lone dummy that is just standing there attached to a bigger bucket that seems to have some sort of substance that's holding the dummy straight up. And if you look around the room, you will see, if you look around the room, everybody take a perception roll. So you will see your, on your sheet, there should be your your intelligence. Let's use intelligence for this. So whatever your intelligence bonus is plus the roll.
Oh, so is it not perception?
Oh, no, you're right. Perception.
Okay, then.
Perception is wisdom based.
13 for me then.
13?
21.
21.
Sorry, intelligence plus the d20, right?
Wisdom plus the d20.
Wisdom. Oh, 7. I have negative wisdom. It's fine.
So Orryn and Faeryl notice that in the corners of the ceiling, there are some odd-looking wooden boxes with metal rings in the front face of them. But they don't seem to stand out. There's something you're pretty sure not everybody noticed. So Selita takes everybody in the room, says, by the way, in the order of Orryn, Faeryl, Chadwin, and Tiffani, we would like you to each demonstrate significant attack. Show us what you can do to our good friend Durwood over there, the current nickname of the dummy. So take your heated attack, whatever you can do. Don't worry, my magics can repair it. Orryn, you are first.
And I can use one of the weapons on the wall?
If you'd like to. As I mentioned in the description, they are in disrepair, covered in blood, somewhat rust. They're not the weapons you came in with are probably of a better attack ability. But if you want to demonstrate something because of who you are, by all means, grab one of the weapons off the floor.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to use... I have a dart with me.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the dart, do a crazy little backflip spin, chunk it towards like the head of the object, and it's going to nail it right there.
Okay, so first I need you to roll an acrobatics check for the flip. Remember that your stats will be a part of these attempts, so.
11.
11. Okay, so you do a flip, but it is not as pristine and wonderful as you would hoped it would be. And now make your attack.
It is 4.
The dart comes as you were finishing your flip. You throw the dart, but your flip, since it wasn't as perfect as you had wanted, it actually landed you no longer aimed at Durwood. So it goes directly in the direction, and had Durwood been standing there, would have been right in his head, but it goes clear through into a piece of wood on the opposite wall. And Salita looks at you like, would you like to try and actually hit the dummy, please?
No, actually. That's my skill.
Setting the expectations low. That is your choice. Faeryl, it is your turn.
Well, that's going to be a hard act to follow.
Wait, actually, I apologize. There's something I decided it does make this different, and it is based on your previous actions. So, I'm going to, because we're still on your turn, we haven't gotten to Faeryl yet, I'm going to be able to fix this. You get a second roll, because lighting the pumpkin gives you an advantage. Yes.
So I'm rolling for attack?
You feel that as you were doing your flip, you even saw in kind of, if anyone had seen into another realm of a possible entertainment style called Final Destination, where people would see how things had acted out and then like woke up before it happened. You saw that the flip went awry, the dart hit the board, and then you found yourself still holding the dart. And it is still your turn, and you also have kind of this feeling that jack-o'-lantern is smiling.
Okay. In that case, I'm not going to do the flip, just because I feel like that's where I went awry in the sequence. So I'm just going to, simple toss.
Roll.
15.
Okay, that hits. Roll for damage.
7.
7. So it's a solid strike. A 15 definitely hits it where you meant to. And it's going to thunk with a really hard, loud, the really hard sound that kind of echoes in people's ears. And the dummy does, in fact, fall over from the effort. And Salita, not having actually seen the previous attempt, turns and goes, "Well thrown, well thrown."
What can I say?
You are happy with your show?
Yeah.
All right.
Keep it simple for now.
She waves her hands. The dummy resets itself, and the dart flies back to your hand slowly. Faeryl, it is your turn.
Well, that's going to be a hard act to follow. I say, even though the multiverse has shifted. Step up to the dummy and reach behind, and from her back, the sheath on her back, she pulls out this giant blade that looks like it's made out of a sharpened spine. And that looks like the spine is made out of crystal, and it's radiating sort of a sickly white glow. And she's going to take a swing at the dummy.
And just to satisfy any concerns, any spell slots or anything that you use will be reset before you get to the actual rumble. So you're not going to be wasting anything doing this.
Sweet. Okay. I'm assuming a 27 hits.
Not kind of. You slaughter the heck out of the dummy. The blade hits it, and it is already half in half before the blade has even started to enter it. It's prying it apart. I would give you your advantage roll. I don't think you need it, but if you want to take it for a possible 20.
No,
To see if
I'm gonna let it
Okay.
ride.
All right.
But the blade does do, when it hits, it does additional radiant damage. So the blade slices in, and as I'm halfway through the dummy, it sort of starts sparking.
So
and
roll all that damage. Tell me the radiant amount and the full amount.
okay. Yeah, this is my practice for quick maths. 11. I have to remember what a D8 looks like, which is always the hardest part.
Is the 2 pyramids.
2 pyramids. That's gonna be 15 points of damage.
15?
Yeah.
And the radiant?
The radiant is gonna be, oh shoot, yes, the D8. Oh my god, I just lost it. 4.
So you got the 15 points of damage plus the 4. It bursts Durwood into pieces. The bucket is still standing there as if it hadn't been touched, because the blade sliced so cleanly it didn't disturb the lower portion of the dummy. The Salida seems definitely a bit more impressed than with Orryn's effort, but doesn't seem to be making a decent show of it. Is just kind of has a moment of, and then nods to, very well, very well. I'm sure all who are watching are thrilled. Chadwin.
All right. So
She waves her hands. Durwood pieces back together.
that was a really cool trick, by the way. The dummy going, and you see Chadwin take the small little flask out, not the drink he was drinking earlier, and he looks at it and he takes a quick swig. You see him take the quick swig, and you see him cringe a little bit in pain. Okay, we are good now. And then he looks right at the dummy, and it seems like his eye sparkles as he's looking at the dummy. And then you see the small little hand crossbow in his hand fire once. With that,
Okay, you're going to be rolling 2 dice.
Yes.
You're taking the lower of the 2. For destroying the pumpkin gets you disadvantage.
Okay, gotcha. Ooh, wait. I did light the candle though. Does that negate the pumpkin?
You lit it, and then you put it out and destroyed it. It is
Okay.
the current state of the candle that is deciding whether you have it.
Well, to be fair, it really wouldn't matter. I rolled the same number both times.
What'd you roll?
A dirty 20.
A dirty 20. That will hit.
Okay.
Sorry, which weapon were you using?
The hand crossbow that I have.
Hand crossbow. So, the same, not quite as beautifully as it hit that pumpkin. The thunk does happen. As a matter of fact, it actually splits Durwood's head a bit more than the dart did, and you see the crossbow bolt go through and land into a piece of wood on the other side.
Sufficiently
Well shot.
balanced. Sufficiently balanced. This will do as he begins to polish his Old Faithful. And then he brings it back and looks at the little flask he did. He took a drink from it and says, we're going to put that away for later. And then he looks back for, where's the other drink? The other drink was more fun.
Your drink is pointed out to you. It's next to you. You can have your sip. The crossbow bolt floats back to you as Durwood repieces. Tiffani, I believe it is your turn.
Whatever. I reach behind me and I take out a very bedazzled great axe. It's like super, super shiny, the whole thing. I just say, this is Balenciaga. And I 2-arm strike the thing.
All right. Roll at disadvantage, so roll 2d20. As you did finally succeed in destroying your pumpkin.
Oh my god, why am I rolling so bad? I
What did you roll?
4 and a 5. But it's plus 5. So a 9?
So a 9 is it's gonna kind of carve a little bit off of the side of the dummy. It's not a solid hit, but it is a dummy that is not dodging in any way. So you take a little piece out of the side. Didn't seem to feel like the weight was quite right, but you don't feel the glowering of the pumpkin anymore. So Salida turns to, would you like another try?
Would you like another try?
It is your choice.
Oh my
Is
god,
that what
fine.
you want to demonstrate your abilities, or would you like another attempt?
Yeah, whatever. I'll do it, okay? It's fine.
Okay, so now roll no disadvantage.
I feel like I get another. Crap. I need to spend some time with this. I feel like I get like another something when I do something, but maybe I don't. Okay, no disadvantage. 16 plus 5 is 21.
So you definitely that axe lands in the heart of it and goes clean through. It doesn't roll damage. Roll damage. Let's see how you did.
Okay, I can do this. 1d12 plus 2. Okay, 7.
7 damage. So it doesn't quite split it apart like you saw from the radiant damage, the glow that happened there. As you know, your weapon doesn't have that kind of glow. There's clearly something else going on with that particular barbarian. But as you struck through, you see it go clean through. The top part of the dummy actually falls off at the angle that you hit. So like a hinge. It wasn't a clean through, but there's enough that just left that it's holding on the back side. And Selita says, much better.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do.
So at this point, Selita said, turns, kind of seems to talk through her mind to something. You may have seen mages do the sent message kind of thing before. That moment, their mouths just kind of start mouthing something, and they're clearly not talking to you. And then she turns back to you and says, very well, very well. There is one more thing. Master Fate does tend to trust the cards with a lot of things. He also offers that ability to others. You have the ability now to have a card pulled for you, each individually in front of everyone, or you can have one privately pulled, later in the evening for you regarding tomorrow's combat.
I'm gonna have it publicly,
Okay.
I got nothing to hide.
Those who would like it publicly, head back up to the tavern. Those who are not interested are interested in getting it private card reading, they may go back to their prep rooms. So do you go back upstairs with Orryn, or do you go to your prep room?
I'm going to my prep room.
Prep room?
Prep room it is.
Prep room?
Hello? Why is nobody going to watch?
So Tiffani and Orryn go upstairs. Chadwin and Faeryl go to their rooms. All right. So you approach the table. There's Master Fate there again. Good to see you, Orryn. Good to see you, Tiffani. Did it go well?
Yeah, sure.
Duh.
Orryn, I feel you were holding back. But the cards tell me, with regards to tonight, the 6 of coins. Now, it's inverted, so a warrior stands. But there are many warriors in tomorrow night's combat, and the warriors may get turned on their ear. Be wary of those who might make alliances and might betray them. For you, Tiffani.
Yeah, I've been waiting. Like, is it really kind of cool that you do this?
Ooh.
Like,
The moon is your card. Now, the fight does happen at night, and the moon brings energies that could be seen as very advantageous, especially. I bode well for you tomorrow night. Thank you very much for coming.
but if it's always night, is there a sun?
No, not in the realm you are going to.
Oh wow. Okay, so if there's no sun, how am I gonna see things?
The moon is very bright, especially when full.
Okay, but what if I want to go tanning?
Then I wouldn't do that during the Roguelike Rumble. It would be very dangerous to spend a chance to take a swing at an opponent to make sure that your tan is even.
Okay, yeah, I'll just I'll make sure that I get prepped.
Use tomorrow afternoon to get the tan in order. And that way when you head to the Rumble, you'll be safe.
All right, I really appreciate the tip. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Orryn, do you have anything else?
Is it too late to switch, or is that like set in stone?
Your card?
Yeah.
It is set in stone as the fates, but cards are meant to be listened to, the warnings heeded. That is not necessarily a bad thing to get a warning. It does not necessarily bode ill to possibly get something that could save you from a bad moment.
I'll pray on it.
Sounds good. Enjoy your evening. And he goes back down to his cards and starts setting out a structure that you've never seen before that seems to be putting them in triangular shapes on top of each other.
Are you like building something?
He does not respond.
Hey, excuse me, Fate Man, hello?
He does not respond.
And I just like smack the card house.
Your hand goes through them. You realize that the illusion disappears.
What?
There's no one sitting at the table anymore.
What the fuck? Did you just see that?
See what?
Orryn? do you say anything to her? Or have you left already?
I'm gone.
So you were alone in seeing that.
What? Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. And I just like lumber out, like trying to act really normal. Like everything's totally cool.
And Faeryl and Chadwin, do you have any conversation on your way back to your rooms? Anything? Or just go back quietly?
I give him a look before I go back into my room, and I go, "Good luck."
Oh, thank you. You too. And Chadwin holds up his drink and to your health, my friend. To your health.
And to yours. Easy on the sauce, buddy.
Oh, it's delicious. It's good. It helps me. Yes.
I'm sure it does. And I walk back. I continue to make eye contact and walk backward into my room and slam the door.
Oh, that was intense. And Chadwin goes into his room as he looks at his drink. One last swig and quietly closes the door so as not to disturb the other denizens that may be at the inn.
So this wraps up round 0. If you have something you wish to say, either in private or something like that, to another player, go ahead and feel free to put it through Sarah or myself. I will be sending the private card draws for Faeryl and for Chadwin to those players directly. And thank you very much for joining for Game 0.